Barry, there was a time you were signed as the highest paid pitcher in Major League history. That alone is pretty cool. I would have taken the check and said, bye-bye, y'all.
There was times when I actually wanted to give it all back, if you can believe it.
I'll take it. Just go ahead and write. I'll give you the wiring information.
Yes.
No, seriously, I mean, that is such a big deal. I mean, you had an extraordinary Major League career, 2 World Series. Most people never play in 1. So you were on top of the world. When did it start feeling like things were unraveling?
You know, it's funny. Well, before I get into this, I just want to say thank you to all the vets in the crowd, because I'm a big advocate. You know, for me, I came up pretty quickly through the minors, and I had a Cy Young in my second full season. So at that point, actually, that was when I started to get a little worried, because you're kind of at the top of the mountain where you always want to go. Now, what's next? I signed a 7-year contract with the Giants.
Yeah.
And so my father, you know, amazing person, but, you know, he was always pushing so hard for success and all these things, and I kind of lost the love for the game. And so when I signed that 7-year contract, instead of just saying, wow, that is some kind of crazy thing, I don't even know how to, you know, comprehend that amount of money or what I need to do to live up to it. I'm just going to keep pitching and do what I did to get here, and everything will take care of itself. But I took it all on myself to prove myself every 5 days, to win the approval of the fans, and it pretty much drove me insane for many years, and culminated when I got left off the 2010 roster and had to watch the team that I was hired to come lead to the World Series actually win it in front of me, and I wasn't allowed to play. And
wow, that had to have been a very painful moment of your life. And, you know, you're known for one of the greatest curveballs in the history of the game. The book is called Curveball, but it's not so much about your pitch. It's about the curveballs that life kind of threw your way.
It was, yeah. Like so many of us, I think, growing up in America, we want to strive, and ambition is great, but I think it needs perspective as well to balance it, and I didn't have any. So I thought that fame and money, success, you know, hot chicks, fast cars, all that stuff that kind of we all try to get sometimes, especially as young adults. I thought that was it. Okay, if I achieve that, I'm happy, I'm fulfilled. But it wasn't sustainable. It was a quick, you know, a quick fuse, and it got me kind of high for a little bit, and I was back at baseline. Okay, what's next? So
your spiritual life changed. Who introduced you, or what introduced you to the idea that maybe all the fame and the fortune is not everything it is cracked up to be? You need to have God in your life and to know the Lord. When did that become a point of awareness for you?
Yeah, I didn't grow up with any of that. So for me, actually watching the team win the World Series and sadly rooting against them at times because I was so caught in my ego, I went home that offseason. I went to a 12-step program and for, you know, codependency, and I was obsessed with people's opinions. And step 2 was admitting there's a power greater than me that can restore my sanity. And I said, yes, please, something, because I'm at the end of myself. So 6 months later, a girl I was dating, who now is my wife, said, put all your self-help books away, read this book. And it was the Bible, and I never really dove in. And that was the first time, and, you know, I was surrendered to Jesus a few months after that, so.
You know, the Bible has some pretty powerful messages. Even now, as old as the book is, it's still changing people's lives. It's changed yours.
It is true wisdom, and I think true wisdom and truth will stand the test of time indefinitely.
You know, I was fascinated by the fact that when you grew up, your parents both worked with Nat King Cole, the great singer. So music was a part of your background, but you went off into baseball. Now you've come full circle, and Barry Zito has gone from baseball megastar to music, singer, writer. That's a transition. Did your parents sort of put that into you? Was that part of your DNA?
You know, ironically, and the guys in the band will probably laugh, but my dad said, don't go into the music industry. You can't make a living. And so he said 3 pitches, fastball, curve, changeup. You master that, they will send scouts to find you. And so my parents have both passed, sadly, but I'm so happy writing songs here in Nashville and just built a little studio and just having so much fun.
Well, you know, the book is fantastic. It's called Curveball, How I Discovered True Fulfillment After Chasing Fortune and Fame. You can find it along with Barry's music, tour dates, and a whole lot more, all at his website, barryzitomusic.com. You can follow at Barry Zito Music on your social media platform of choice.